All right, hi guys. Just so you can see my face, this is Monday, and I am recording a screencast for you guys with the substitute. And I do expect that everybody put some headphones in to listen to this, and that when you're done listening to it, you continue working. If you do listen to your headphones, that's totally fine as long as you are not being disruptive or your music's not disrupting other people, and the substitute thinks that's okay. That's fine with me. So do listen to this with your headphones first. I have some kids coming in, so I'm going to pause this. So we're going to go ahead and finish our project that we've been working on for the last couple weeks. This project is due on Friday, so if you don't have all your pictures, you're definitely going to want to take some more pictures tonight and bring them in tomorrow and get that done. You will be a little bit behind if that is the case, but if you hustle, you can get it done. Alright, so we've opened up Photoshop, which is this blue icon at the bottom of my screen. If you can't find Photoshop, you can always go to Finder and then go to your applications and then go down to Photoshop right here. You click on that and then you'll have to click on it one more time to get into the program. Okay? So we're going to go to Photoshop. For those of you that don't have an account or a folder on this computer, you're going to need to do that today. So we'll go ahead and we'll do File, Open. We're just going to open our pictures. And if your pictures are not on your computer, which they probably are not, they're probably on Google Drive, you're going to have to make a folder for yourself that's called your name. And so what I would do is just go to Finder and then go to my documents, which most of you already have a folder. And then from here, since you're in Finder, you can see that up here. You can just go File, New Folder, and go ahead and name this folder your first name and last name. And then that way you can save your work to that folder. And I'll just go ahead and do that. Alright, so back in Photoshop, I have my pictures already saved in a certain place. So I'm going to open each one, File, Open, and I'm going to go to my desktop because that's where they are, and they are in Images, and then they're way down here in Letter Photos. Now, you guys took your own photos, and I'll tell you, these photos are all photos that I got from the internet, and so this will not be a finished artwork. This is just an example, and I don't want anyone plagiarizing and finding photos from the internet. So that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and open my one that's not color to show you how this is done. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to make this black and white by clicking on my adjustment layer and going to black and white, and then I'll have a filter on that, and so you can see how that's been changed to black and white. I'll just go File and Save. You might do Save As if you don't want to copy over this, but in this case I don't really care, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And then OK. Alright, once you're done with saving all your images with black and white, you're going to create a new document, and this is going to be your Word document. And let's just call it Art. You can call it whatever you like, something to that tune. Let's make it 20 inches wide by 10 inches tall at 300 pixels per inch. We could make this even bigger if we wanted to, like 30 inches by like 10. Alright, so we'll say OK. Alright, so here we have our canvas that we're going to put our pictures on. And, you know, this is a new project. We're using some of the same skills that you've used before, so you're going to want to apply those skills that you know. Okay. So we are going to place our images in this document to create our word. Now, as I said, these images that I have are off the internet, and yours are going to be much better and more personal to you. But I've been thinking of a word I might use, and it is an art word. Let's see, I don't think we can place several images at once. We can't. So we're just going to place our one image. Okay, so you can make this smaller or bigger depending on what you need. If you do make it bigger, be careful because you might make it too big for the number of pixels that are in that image. So with this image I can see that it's fairly pixelated. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I also want to consider the length and how many images I have. So enter. And that, see, it resolves itself and it looks a lot better after you press enter. So to get rid of that X, to place it, you hit enter. So I'm going to do that again. File, place, pick a D, my black and white D, place. I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger. If I hold down Shift while I make it bigger, I maintain the proportions. And again, I have to press enter to get rid of that X. File, place, find another D, like this one. Oh, it's very small. So maybe I can show you what it'll look like if I try to make this too big. Let's see. Get rid of this X, press enter. That turned out okay. And one more A. Dada is an art movement. That one's not black and white, so we'll use this one. That's the word that I've created. So I'm going to hold down Shift and hit enter. So when you resize it and you hold down Shift, it's good because it will help constrain those proportions. Now, I don't really like how these are uneven at the bottom. So what I'm going to show you is if we go Window or View, Rulers, and then we drag out a line. I just clicked and dragged. We can get a line that shows us what the bottom of the pictures should look like. So I'm going to go back to my first letter, Command T. Command T puts that X back around it so we can make it bigger or smaller. And then I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to use my move tool to move it where I want it. When you're in the move tool, you can also use your arrows on your keyboard to get things where you want them to be. Okay, then I'm going to take my next one, Command T, and I'm going to hold down Shift to maintain those proportions and just make it a little bit smaller so it sits right on that line. See what the tops should look like. Okay, and then enter. So I'm going to go back to this one. Command T, hold Shift while I do this. Enter. Command T, hold Shift while I resize. Enter. Command T, hold Shift down as you resize, and then enter. Okay, so now I have my word, and these things, you can get rid of them, but they will not print, so they're not really part of it. It's just a guideline for you, so, but you can get rid of it. All right, so the next tool I'm going to use is my crop tool here. And what I want to do is just crop this so that I have a nice white border that's pretty even all the way around. That looks pretty good. and you can just adjust all these things. One of the things that you might have trouble with is that it might be constraining proportions or something up here, and so you would have to just mess around with these settings here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and press return or enter, and then that will give us our crop. Now this is your final piece that you're going to be turning into your assignment folder. So let's do this. We're going to save as, and we're going to put this in, our folder on the computer, whether you have My Documents, the name that you have. So we're going to hit save. This is my wordart.psd. And then I also need to save it as a JPEG, because the JPEG is going to be the one that I upload and turn in. So right now it's a .psd in my Liz Dilly folder. The format's Photoshop. Well, I got to change that to JPEG. Now this is the file, the .jpeg. That's the one we'll upload to Google Drive and put in the assignments folder. I'm going to want to make it a larger file, because then I can print it off and hang it up in the hallway. If it's humongous, if this is like 10 megabytes, you can take it down a little bit to like more like 1, but that's pretty good. Okay, so we'll say okay, and you're done. Now all you have to do is upload your project to Google Drive. This is how I will decide who gets to shoot next week. This must be turned in along with your project, searching for images that reflect the project. So, so you have a lot of work to do, and no messing around with the sub.